What was the sense in the room after you had your 4 follow-up swings of the bat, Dan? What was the sense in the room?
I mean, everybody down there is sort of beaten down. They're sort of used to it, and I understand that. So, they just beat it out of you, and no one really tries, or it's just there's no gain in pushing these sort of narratives, and he's good at it. And when you win, you get to do that. When you're getting kicked around in Cleveland, you don't get to do that. Talk to people from 20 years ago. So if you win, then you can be that guy and have control of the room and not be challenged on anything.
So I guess where does he rank for people that you've interviewed, press conferences, all time in the history of your Boston sports then, Dan?
Rich, I choose not to play the game most of the time. I mean, we're like the same age, and I've been through a lot. I respect him. And I think he's one of the greatest coaches who ever lived, and I would love to drive cross country with him. I think he's a fascinating character, but he is not going to give it up. He's never going to issue one more piece of information other than what is court mandated. And if you ask him if today's Wednesday, he'll just tell you that's traditionally the day that follows Tuesday, but he's not going to give in. And I understand that, and I don't harbor any bad feelings. This is the dynamic, and I've learned to live with it. I choose not to engage most of the time. But I thought today, first day back, 5.5 months since that game, I've been asked about it every day of my life since then. And I'm a sports guy. He's a sports guy. I just thought, okay, let's just try this one more time.
Dan, did you purposefully use the "do your job" line? I mean, that's
oh, absolutely. I mean, you got to come armed with these things, Rich. And I just felt. And that it's the truth, and that's what our job is, and we can't lose sight of the fact as much as folks may not like it. But in this case, I will say this is really the first time there's been pushback from the fan base on really anything he's done. They had a 4th and 2 and a punt and different things, but this is the one that has stuck because there are fans here who really think that it cost them the Super Bowl, and I'm not going to go that far. But it was pretty, contested game. I mean, they lost the Super Bowl gaining 613 yards, the quarterback like 505, never punting, and they lost the game. Almost impossible.
Does that suffice for your cardio for the day too, Dan? Does that is that your workout?
It's like 15 rounds of Tyson, just 1 minute and 35 seconds. It's like you got to be ready, and
yes.
I respect Bill, and I appreciate that he let it go back and forth a little bit. It was sort of the expected outcome, I guess you could say. I still think it's important to try to get him on record.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.